Hello, Toros fans, and welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Presley Davis with Ken Oda, and we are here back in Watertown for Game 2 with the Toros taking on the Shamrocks. Now, last night didn't go the way the Toros needed to, dropping the game 3-0, getting that shutout for the Watertown Shamrocks. Ken, what were your takeaways last night?
You know, I thought there were a lot of positives despite the final score. The Toros came in with a plan, and it worked for the most part, right? Toros outshot the Shamrocks heavily, but they got goalied by a very good goalie in Mason Gudridge. So we take a look at the highlights.
Yes, Brody Jocelyn for the Watertown Shamrocks put them on the board first with the assist coming from Kyle Green and Joe Rice. And then Kyle Green got a goal himself with another assist coming from Joe Rice and Justin Bartley this time. And then finally, Peyton Struck got a power play goal to top off that win for the Shamrocks. But Joe Rice was also on that assist as well. So, you know, Joe Rice had a really great game, and that's going to be one thing the Toros are going to have to look out for this game as well.
For sure, and like I said, the Toros had their chances throughout last night's game. 37 shots on goal, just couldn't solve Mason Gudridge. Here we get a look at some of those really good chances the Toros were able to get, and for whatever reason, could not solve Gudridge. He had himself a heck of a night of several big saves. I think of a chance for Morelli, a chance for Habla, some other chances early. I think one thing that may have been lacking as we look at these scoring chances, not a lot of second or third opportunities. Mason Gudridge made the first save, held on to a lot of pucks, and the ones he didn't hold on to, the Toros couldn't get to the loose puck in front and really create a good second chance. A lot of pucks that were just kind of poked towards him and not real second shots. So if there's something I'd like to see the Toros improve, it would be those second chance opportunities.
Yeah, the Toros did outshoot the Shamrocks by 15 shots by the end of the night. So definitely if they're able to find the net tonight, it's going to be a big difference in tonight's game. But now let's turn our attention to tonight's updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Co. of Minot. Head-to-head, Minot is 1-3-1 against the Shamrocks. Goals a game, Minot is sitting just under 3, while Watertown is almost to 3.5. Goals against, 3.87 for Minot. Watertown just a little bit lower than that. Power play, about a 2% difference, maybe more like 1.8 almost. Yeah. Very close there. And then penalty kill, about a 2% difference there as well. Penalty minutes, 651 for the Toros, while the Shamrocks have 563 so far this season.
Yeah, again, those numbers for the Toros a little bit skewed because of that really bad stretch in November. But overall, I like the direction the Toros have been going. Even though they got shut out last night, they had been averaging 3.5 goals over the 5 games prior. So, again, I think the Toros are headed in the right direction. Last night, they just fell to the hands of a very good goaltender.
Yes, and Toros do have a good goaltender in tonight, so who knows how tonight will play out with that. Well, fans, it is time to open up your Toros mobile app. I know everyone gets excited for this part. You get to track along the game. You know, you're wanting to see your Toros win, but you have a chance to win as well. Our first game is going to be the Four Bear Sportsbook over-unders. That first one is total Toros first period goals. That is set at half. I am going to take the over on this one tonight. What about you, Ken?
As am I. Goalie change for the Shamrocks, which is a little bit of a surprise, although we did see, last night's goaltender Mason Gudridge got crashed into late. He was already limping most of that third period, so perhaps an injury there. But the way the Toros were getting shots last night and now the backup in for the Shamrocks, I would expect the Toros to strike early in this one.
And then the second one is the total Toros power play opportunity set at 3.5. You know, I'm going to take the under on this one tonight.
Yeah, I am too. It's the same officiating crew as last night. Not a lot got called either direction. Not a lot of power play chances. I believe Toros had 3, the Shamrocks had 2, so not a very officiated game, and the officials weren't really the story, so I'm expecting more of the same tonight.
And then our final Four Bear Sportsbook over-under is going to be total Toros shot differential, and that is set at 5.5. You know, I'm going to take the over on this one.
Yeah, I am too. You mentioned earlier 15 shots was the differential last night in favor of the Toros. I would expect to see a lot more of the same tonight. Toros had a good strategy against this Shamrocks team, and we'll see. Hopefully the Toros can keep it up. That'll bring us to the McDonald's Toros trivia question. Today's McDonald's Toros trivia question. How many Toros have had 100 or more career points in Cream and Cardinal? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Presley, do you have a guess?
I'm going to say C, 3.
All right, fans, you can get your guess into the Toros Hockey mobile app. A chance to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's.
All right, Toros fans, tonight is a big night for the Toros, so let's take a look at our home key group, Keys to the Game. Ken, what is your key to tonight's game?
My key is rebounds. I touched on it earlier. I mean that literally and figuratively. A tough loss for the Toros last night. Given where the team is in the standings and the importance of tonight's game, the Toros need to rebound and get a win by any means necessary. And one of those means necessary, I think, is going to be the rebounds they create in front of the goaltender. Tonight, J.J. Saleko in net for the Shamrocks. Last night, Mason Goodrich did leave some rebounds loose in front of the crease. Toros couldn't get to them. Shamrocks have some big, strong defenders. It was hard to get to those loose pucks in front. Toros are going to need to do that tonight. Get those second chance opportunities, get a greasy goal, and hopefully get a bunch of them.
My home key group key to tonight's game is Road Warriors. The Toros have to learn how to win on the road, and it needs to start tonight. They need to find a way to create their own energy, and the nice thing about Watertown is their fans aren't as rowdy as other fan bases, how Aberdeen is going to be next weekend. You know, I know we've spoken about how Watertown, they were excited whenever we would not get the shot, but then when they would score, it was kind of that same equivalent. They weren't ever overly excited or creating too much energy for the Shamrocks. So if the Toros can really create their own energy tonight, that would be huge. And a win tonight can start the momentum for the Toros that they're going to need for the next 2 road weekends.
I agree, and again, a lot of that quietness was because despite the score, the Toros were controlling the play most of the night. There wasn't a lot for the Shamrock fans to get excited about, and even that third goal was the empty netter in the final minute and a half. So, again, Toros did a good job of quieting this building. They need to do it again tonight.
Yes, well now let's take a look at some players that are going to be a key in tonight's game. Tonight I have selected Ty James as my Minotauros Booster Club player to watch. With it being Saturday night, you know, Ty has had a couple of Saturday nights where he has just been Mr. Saturday Night almost. And so I'm really excited to see how he's going to play. He has the A, so he's going to have that leadership in the locker room. And then he just needs 2 more points to surpass Artem Prima in the leaderboard, here we go, leaderboard standings for the Toros. So if he just gets those 2 more points, he will be leading the Toros in points. So I'm really excited to see how Ty is going to come out here tonight on the ice. Hopefully we don't need him to be the overtime or shootout hero, but just in that regulation.
Yeah, Larry McFall's going to be unhappy. Ty's coming for his title of the Saturday Night Special, but I'm going with, and this one's for my daughter Hannah, who's 18 months old and getting into Sesame Street. I'm going with Cookie Monster. We've been watching Sesame Street almost endlessly for the last few weeks, and we need Brian Cook to go full monster mode and eat a lot of pucks tonight. Toros had a good game last night and got shut down by a very good goaltender in Mason Goodrich. Brian Cook's numbers when he starts are much better than his overall numbers on the season. He had a few struggles coming in cold in relief of Devin Russley. We need the version of Brian Cook we've been getting in starts. We need him to backstop, and it would be great if he could answer back with a shutout of his own tonight and let the Toros offense get to work.
You know, Brian Cook, he's kind of one of those guys you don't want to talk to on a game day.
Yeah.
You want to stay very much away from him. He's very scary. But then, you know, in the lobby, he was just reading his book and just kind of casual and chill. And then he gets here and it's a whole new person. So definitely someone you want to stay away from once he
Only
gets to
on
the
game
rink.
day. Great
Only
kid
on
during
game
the
day,
week.
yes.
I don't talk to a lot of the players like I used to now that A, I'm older, and B, we're not on the bus. We travel separate. So, but Brian Cook, one of those kids who always says hi when he's coming in the office, and just a great kid, except for maybe that hour and a half before puck drop when he really locks in.
Yes. Well, Ken, do you have any final thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, we've talked about it all weekend. I know you guys touched on it on All Access as well. This is probably as close to a must-win game as you can get for the Toros. After last night's loss, they're 5 points behind the Shamrocks. The Shamrocks have 3 games in hand, which means the potential for 6 more free points that the Toros can't do anything about. You can't let the lead get to 7 when you leave town tonight. You've got to cut it back down to 3, because if it gets to 7 and they pick up wins in those extra games, suddenly that's a 13-point differential you have to make up over this last 20 games. That's going to be really hard to do, so the Toros need to get tonight's win by whatever means necessary.
All right, Toros fans, it is going to be a fun one tonight and probably a nail-biter, so be sure to stay tuned, even if you're on the edge of your seat. But that has been our Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We're going to send it out to a quick break, and when we get back, we'll drop the puck on tonight's game.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare. with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
Coach, how many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new Ultimate Trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories. Our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
My family is what matters. Always has been. The family you choose. And the family you create. That's why I do it. Why I put on the uniform and serve. I do it to give them a future. Because no matter what I do, I always put my family first. So I can plan for their tomorrow by taking care of today.
A financial future worthy of your service.
Being Bison alumni, both Hunter and I know what's important.
Giving back to our community,
supporting others,
and always being someone you can depend on.
Like First Western always says,
you can bank on us.
People you know, teammates you trust.
First Western, you can bank on us.
I am really passionate about this community.
We're very close-knit. A lot of us are heavily involved with sports, volunteer opportunities. It helps us build bonds within the community.
Yes, I work at Dakota West, but I'm also a member. Whatever I do affects myself and my family. We're all in this together. I think it's important to have that integrity.
Welcome into the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena in Watertown, South Dakota. As always, I am Ken Minotauros. Getting off the bus for the first of 3 weekends in a row, looking to salvage a weekend split with the Shamrocks as the Toros try to climb back into playoff position. Toros wearing the traveling black, red shoulders and sides, black buckets, breezers, and gloves. Cream names and numbers for the men from the Magic City. Glad to have you aboard here on a Saturday night. Several of you already checking it on socials. We'll get to you as time permits. Toros control the opening draw. Wickland looking to the middle. It's broken up, now dumped in on net. Skaleko kicks it to the near side wall. Dane Ramirez finds it there, touches back to Ty James. Long shot, tip out front. Goes just wide for Wickland. It may have hit Skaleko. Toros still control. Ty James, another long shot. This one intentionally wide. It'll check up behind the net. Wickland on it there, trying to get it to the front Not cleared by the Shamrocks. Nemenko lets this roll in behind. Jordan Goodrich just got rocked by Wickland. Puck in behind the net. Ramirez now up on the pressure. Smolitskis turns away, anticipating a hit. Nemenko finds the puck. He played it down the wall, but it's cut off by Bearsons. Ori coming on a change, picks that pass off and is right back on the attack. Toros pressuring early, showing the urgency you'd expect, giving the meaning of this game for their season. That's pushed up. Jax Warren keeps it alive, swept down the wall. Out of the reach of Ori, he'll race to the near corner. Smolitskis gets there first, plays to the point where it's kept by Owen Dawson, the Toros' top prospect player, sends it deep again. Cannot after it, he's pinned there. They'll work in that far side corner. Eventually it's cut off and carried ahead by Orbchata. Orbchata poked at the blue line. Toros take right back over. D2D in their own zone. Jax Warren rolls it ahead. It doesn't connect with Cannot. Bartley punches it into the Toros zone. Jax Warren had trouble with the linesman, leading to a chance for the Shamrocks that's stopped by Cookie. He passes his first test of the night. Maybe not. They weren't credited with a shot on goal. So perhaps it hit a leg in front. Either way, Toros controlling their own zone, D2D. Pass up ice for Foyles is off the mark. And the Shamrocks dump it back into the Toros zone. It's on net. Toros control, send it ahead, but not out of the zone. Having trouble getting clear was Kolmakov, one of the two new Toros this weekend. That's his glove laying in the corner. Meanwhile, a long shot goes wide of Cookie's net. Toros take back over, far circle of their own zone. Banked ahead, it hits Rien. Toros take back, it's Habla. Habla dances away from pressure niftily. He'll start the Toros up the ice. He hands to Foyles. Foyles rolls it in front. Saleko will cover as Habla's pressure arrives. Let's take a look at the starting lines, brought to you by our friends at SRT Communications. Only change up front. Vorobioff out, Foyles in. Back end stays the same. And in net, Cook takes over for Anderson. Offensive zone draw for the Toros. Habla to take it against Davis. Mentioned it early in the broadcast. Officiating crew tonight, same as last night. Puck rolled ahead. This will go for icing. Icing's brought to you by Minot's Finest Collision Center as Stewart wins the race. And Sean Hope is the referee. Dominic Moore and Caleb Magnani on the lines. It was Caleb Magnani who called that icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Toros trying to take advantage of the offensive zone draw. Habla and Nichols working down low for the Toros against Smolitski and Davis. Habla pokes it free, but Goodrich finds it first. Plays to the far side. Good step up by Spadaro, but the puck tipped up into the Shamrock bench. Shots on goal early in this one, 2-1 in favor of the Toros. We've got an update from Presley Davis down at ice level. Press.
Thanks, Ken. Coach Campbell told the guys earlier today that the first 7 minutes tonight have to be dominating. He said that those minutes are going to be the key to tonight's game, and that's what's going to be setting the tone not only for this game, but the next couple of road games ahead. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Toros have owned the puck for most of this one. That got tipped, so no icing. Mullen back on it. Leaves for Stewart. Toros up ice. That pass tipped, so no icing. Wickland up after it, so is Comstock. Comstock turns it over. Toros control. Pass back to the point was tipped, and it'll get by Stewart at the point and roll all the way down. Cook hands to Stewart. Stewart quickly up to Dane Ramirez. His touch is for Nemenko, who has it taken away on that far side. Toros take it right back. D2D in their own zone. Mullen gains the red line, dumps it in. Saleko can't stop that. Dane Ramirez does. Hands off, a shot that's partially blocked for Nemenko and gloved by Saleko up near his head. 16-16 to go here in period number one. Draw will be to the right of Saleko. And we have a bad drop, or an early encroachment, according to linesman Magnani. So we'll do it again to the right of Saleko. Draw one back by Sidorov. Touched down low. Ori couldn't reach it. He'll have to battle for it now with Sergat. They battle down underneath the mezzanine just to our right. Orbchata jams it up the wall. It was shut down by a pinching Pikic. Near side, Sidorov can't settle it. And eventually it's poked down the ice by Orbchata. Pikic gets there first, punches it to the near side. Ori works it ahead. It's taken over and dumped right back in by Jordan Goodridge. Cook touches for Dawson. Dawson dumps to the near side. Taken over by the Shamrocks and again dumped into the Toro zone. Pikic hands off. Sidorov dangles ahead. Now plays in the middle of the ice. The pass was off the mark for Ori, and it's taken over by the Shamrocks again in neutral. They'll dump it from the red line. Cook out of his net plays this. Banks it ahead. Nifty pass by Cookie. Unfortunately, Rand couldn't hold on to it. Near side, Rice rolls it deep. Ty James wins the race to it. Guides it up the near side wall. Comstock fires one up ice that's touched into the zone by Boren. Punched right back out by the Toros. Shamrocks hold at their own blue line. Dumped into the Toro zone. Far side, Foils can't clear that. It comes back to the Toros, though, on the near side wall. Eventually, Toros looking to work out Foils. Again, kept at the point, this time by Comstock. Works it down to the half wall. Shot coming. Shrugged off by Cookie. Shamrock still control. Poked at the blue line by Rien. Forced it deep. Ty James hit behind the net. Spadaro helps out. Plays to the near side again. The Toros can't get out. Finally, the Toros able to roll this out to neutral. Shamrocks will take over. Toros get fresh troops on the ice. There's one that's flipped on net to be gloved and held by Cook. Speaking of the Toros goaltender, Brian Cook on the season, a .909 save percentage and a .2980 goals against average through 18 games played. As I mentioned, his numbers much better when he starts than when he comes on in relief. Toros take over in their own zone. Start 3-on-2 as they hit the line. Morelli throws it to the corner. He wanted Habla. They have to scrum for it, and Patella comes out with it. Step up by Nichols, dumped down low. Habla trying to free that up. Pass back to the point, gets out. Toros throw this down low again. They work in the near side corner. Toros control Nichols with a shot that goes up and over. Rebound there for Morelli. His shot goes off the outside of the net. Habla finds it. Habla tied up. And the Cats, or the Shamrocks go the other way, sorry. Look down at my notes. I was looking down at my notes to update my numbers for Cook in his starts versus relief appearances for the next whistle. And I had to add that Bobcats game from last Saturday in there. So some foreshadowing. Next whistle, we'll hear his numbers in his starts. This is a head up the far side. Ramirez touches to the middle. Nemenko tries to hand off, and it's booted by Wickland. Broken stick laying on that near side. Played to the middle. Nemenko into the zone, has it poked off his stick. And Chartier throws it out to neutral. Ty James kept it. James into the zone. Ty James one-hands it to the front of the net. It's cut off. Nemenko in support finds it. Nemenko trying to turn it towards the front. It goes wide. Near side, Ori touches back to Ty James. James, shot through traffic. Tip out front. Doesn't go for Ramirez. Near side, Haberick. He sat in the box twice in last night's first period. Ori, toss across, got absolutely lit up by Haberick. Meanwhile, backhand try by Spadaro doesn't go. Ramirez pressuring, it's kept at the point. Ori, shot by Mullen, goes wide. Rebound, kicked away by Saleko, and the net came off as he pushed that right leg out. Now, as we await the Mackenzie Health replay, give you those updated Brian Cook numbers in his starts. A .924 save percentage and 2.54 goals against average. So his save percentage is 15 points better when he starts compared to his overall numbers. That's because in relief, he has an .825 save percentage in 5 relief appearances when other Toros goaltenders were pulled. Orbchata throws that up the wall. Stewart keeps it alive, but it's picked up first by Orbchata. Orbchata into the zone. Puck taken over by Sidorov. He falls down, but works it to the near side. Ori. Ori hands off to Mullen. Mullen looking up ice. He missed. Cannot. Bartley takes over and wires one into the zone. It'll ride the kick plate around to the near side where Rice punches it behind the Toro net. They dig down low. Sidorov wins the battle. Reverses play back to the far side. Stewart with a big hit and then pokes it ahead. It doesn't connect with Connaught. Eventually, Connaught does work it out to neutral. He gets stood up for the effort. Awkward looking play there as the puck came to Connaught and he just threw it to the middle of the ice, literally with his hand. Everyone stopped. Eventually, no whistle, so we play on. Foils gains the line on the far side, tries a shot, stick save, rebound around to the near side. Kept by Kolmakov. But eventually, the Shamrocks take over. This one thrown down the ice, and it goes for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. 9:26 left to go here in period number 1. Give you JJ Saleko's numbers. He is 3-4-0 on the season with a 4.101 goals against average and an .862 save percentage. Patella pokes that away from Spadaro. Ty James retreats on it. Beats Patella and fires a pass up ice for Morelli. Morelli pushing play into the offensive zone. Mack tries a shot that's blocked. It comes to the side of the net and then is quickly covered by Saleko. Media timeout. Let's send it down to Presley Davis. Press, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Ken. Number 2 Michigan State beat number 5 Penn State 5-4 today in an overtime thriller. And Toro alum Dan Russell opened up the scoring for the Spartans and ended the night with 1 goal and 3 assists, which one of those assists were for the overtime winner. This game was at Beaver Stadium, so it was an outdoor game. It looked so fun from what I was seeing all over. And Russell has a thing for outdoor games because last year he had a goal when playing at Wrigley Field, so he must really love that outdoor ice hockey.
Yeah, he scored that against Kobe Brault's Wisconsin Badgers, so at Wrigley, which I'm very jealous of. I have been to an outdoor game at Wrigley. It is a fun atmosphere to be outside watching hockey in the winter. A little bit warmer at Beaver Stadium today than it was at Wrigley last year, but either way, Danny Russell stays hot when it's cold outside. Draw will be to the right of Saleko. As Presley said, Danny Russell, a goal and 3 assists, including setting up the OT winner as number 2 Michigan State picks up another win. Meanwhile, Toros trying to pick up 2 points here against a team that's dressed an awful lot like Michigan State. This one dumped in by the Shamrocks. Far side, Toros take over. Morelli ahead, and apparently the stick handle at the line by Nichols put the Toros offside. So the draw will be in front of the Shamrock bench. It will be Nemenko against Davis. I'm sorry, against Majaszewski's 23, not 27. Meanwhile, Shamrocks take over. Fed in front. Shot fought off, I think, by Cook. Not gonna lie, it's a little hard to tell from our perch what's going on at that far end of the ice as that's thrown into the Shamrock bench. We've got some fans checking in on socials. Glad to have you aboard. We've got Gerald Morgan in Tucson. The Carbo family, I assume, in Minot this weekend. Don't know for sure. The Tims are aboard. Richie's and Hyatts are at Fort Hyatt. The Bookers are aboard. Rhonda Kemet. The Brits are at home. The Seversons, the Gersbecks, and Billet Ray tuned in. Toros dump this into the offensive zone. Quick shot, save made. Rebound loose in front. Toros trying to get to it. Dane Ramirez has it underneath. He gets back up. And it's whistled a hand pass. Dane Ramirez must have punched that back to Nemenko with his hand while he was on his stomach. So we get another look thanks to Mackenzie Health. Ramirez battling for that loose puck. That's what I was talking about in the pregame show. And I guess as he gets up here, we're going to be screened on that as well. But he apparently used his hand to push that back to Nemenko. The draw comes out to neutral. Some more check-ins. The Foyles are at home. Wally and the Mocs checking in from home. Shamrocks control. Long shot. Sails wide. Horchata tries to put it in front. It misses the intended target, but gets found by Kurasai at the blue line. He put it up off the glass. Toros jam that ahead. Trying to get through is Ramirez, but Shamrocks did a good job to hold him up. This is Horchata. Carries ahead. It's chopped off his stick and taken away by Sidorov while he's falling, and then Ramirez rolls it into the zone. Back on it is Joslin. He looks up ice. It's rolled into the Toro zone. Pikic back on it first. Plays far side. Pass ahead. Apparently touched by Knott to negate the icing. Meanwhile, Shamrocks gather and start up ice. Odd man rush. Good takeaway by the Toros. That was Jax Warren. He flips it out to neutral. Shamrocks take it right back, but Ori picks a pocket, and now Sidorov tries to turn. He hands to Ori. Ori cuts to the middle. Tries to give to Knott for the one-timer. And it's broken up. Sent up the ice. This won't go for icing either. Spadaro tries to keep it moving behind the net. Gets bumped down. Shamrocks come out with it. Pass across. Quick shot. Save made by Cook. The rebound behind him, and it's slid into the back of the net. Here's another look. Cook makes the first save. Spadaro trying to play goalie, couldn't get there in time. Dumped into the offensive zone by the Toros. Comstock plays to the far side. Rice, who had 3 assists last night, gets a goal of his own. It's an offside play, so the whistle goes. Draw will be in front of the Toro bench. Toros back in their own zone. Stewart punches it up the wall. Eventually taken over, and the Toros will start up ice. Rien hands off Foyles. Foyles shot, that goes wide. Rebound to the near side wall. Foyles pursuing, but Bartley turns back. Thrown ahead, Davis on the near side. Flubs the pass, Foyles takes over. Habla into the zone, tries a shot, it's blocked. Far side, Morelli tries to hand to Habla. Habla chops it in front, quick shot goes wide for Nichols. Dawson with a shot that's blocked, and now it's a race the other way. Puck on his stick is Berzin's, who gets spun down. The Toros start up ice. Morelli, shot goes wide to the corner. Pikich plays it down low. Morelli pokes it up the wall. Ramirez hit hard, long shot, save made. And now Wilcox going after Habla. Wilcox in 08, so he has to wear a cage. Let's take a look at the upcoming Toros schedule. After tonight, the Toros will head to Aberdeen to take on the Wings next Friday and Saturday, and then we head to Watford City on February 13th and 14th to take on the Mallards. And then we'll see the Shamrocks again at the Mesa. Of course, while we're in Watford City, the Toros become the Watford Warthogs while taking on the Mallards. That auction is live now. Hit that QR code on your screen and get yourself one of the game-worn Warthog jerseys. The last weekend of them is in 2 weeks. More social media check-ins. We've got the Coreys from Glenburn, the Ramirez family checking in. Braden Tews is down in Dickinson. Tobridges are in Minot. Mikey Solo and Dad checking in from Avon, Connecticut. The Davises are in Texas. Kia Smith says the Smith Manic crew. Near side, Toros dump it down low. Nemenko pressures, but it's moved to the near side. Ramirez trying to take it away. He's got it pinned. Ty James pinches down to help out and comes away with the puck. Guides it up top. Wickland, who gets stepped into. The puck taken away by Haberick, who gains the red line and dumps it deep. Shamrocks take over in the Toro zone after a turnover. Orbchata trying to get it to the front. Doesn't connect. It kicks down below the Toro net. Spadaro hit hard up high. Near side. Toros can't clear the zone. Orbchata with a shot that's soaked up by Cook. Clock counting up as it counts down. 3, 4, 5 left to go here in period number 1. Finish some of those check-ins. Charles Wilburn tuned in Minot on NATV, where he is correct. We are not the free game of the night tonight. Michael, Rachel, and Toby Knight tuned in from Minot as well. Toros control the draw, thrown to the near side. That missed Ori, and it will go for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center, which I hear road conditions back in the Magic City may call for some of you to have to go there this weekend. Hopefully not, though. I will say, those of you familiar with my driving record, anytime I ding up one of my vehicles, Corey and his crew does a great job taking care of us. We've got the Millers watching from home and Brian Spiegelvogel in frosty New Hampshire. Shamrocks pressuring in the Toros zone again, outshooting the Toros 8-7, leading by 1 on the scoreboard as well. Far side, Rice allowed to just walk off the wall and cut through the middle of the ice. Fortunately, the shot was blocked to the near corner. Toros again struggling to clear their zone. Ori to the middle of the ice. He's got Sidorov. Sidorov 2-on-1. He's got Kanat with him. Puts a pass across. It's fought off by Saleko before it even connects with Kanat. Ori takes it away. Ori hands to Sidorov, who looks across, tipped, it's in. Briggs Kanat gets the Toros on the board. Finally on the weekend. Sidorov feeds Kanat. Give Ori the secondary assist. And the Toros have finally broken through. A huge goal for this group to answer back as we get another look. It's Ori with the takeaway up high. Plays to Sidorov in the corner. Kanat goes to the front. Sneaks it by Saleko. Shamrocks send this down the ice, and it is not icing, apparently. Rien ahead. That pass was tipped. It was intended for foils. This one should be icing, and it will be. .223. So Briggs cannot with the goal to tie it right now for the Toros. This is a long shot, save made, rebound to the far side. This is Nichols out of the corner, plays it up top. Mullen looking for a lane, hits a leg, and it caroms to the near corner. The goal credited to Sidorov. Apparently the pass didn't connect with Kanat. Kobe Brault checking out the replay for us. This is carried in by Stewart. He walks in, his shot's blocked up and out of play. More fans checking in. Dave K9 and Lucas Smeested. Lucas is in Las Vegas. We'll get another look at that goal next whistle. Near side, Nemenko. Ramirez tries to feed it out front. Then he puts Smolitsky's down hard on the back of the net. Meanwhile, Shamrock's out of their zone. 1:27 left in the period. Poked free nicely by Ty James. He works it up ice. Wickland into the zone. He's got it poked off his stick, however, and Bearsons tries to go the other way. Ramirez trying to hunt him down. Nemenko pokes at it, but Bearsons still holds on. Gains the line and dumps it deep. Spadaro, far corner. Turns off pressure and hands to Nemenko. Nemenko gives to Ty James. Final minute of play here in period number 1. We're even at 1 as this is rolled in behind. Bearsons and Spadaro, pair of 9s into the end wall. Now the battle along that end wall. Ty James lurking. On the outside of the scrum, Nemenko with a takedown. Spadaro with one as well. I said on the pregame show, don't expect a lot of penalty calls. Same officiating crew as last night. Meanwhile, Comstock with a shot fought off by Cook. Hacked down the ice. This won't go far enough for icing. Bartel ahead. Pokes it into the Toros zone. Jammed away from Chartier to the near side wall. Toros take over, and the horn sounds to end the period. 20 minutes in the books. We're going to take a look at that goal while we wait for Presley to find it never connects. It is Sidorov's goal. Good eye by Kobe Brault on the replay. +1 for Kobe on the night. He gets the apple on that one. I believe we'll hear from Presley Davis and Luca Ori in just a moment. Toros and Shamrocks tied at 1. First 7 minutes, perhaps not as dominant as Cody Campbell wanted, as Presley mentioned in the pregame show, but Toros answer back on a play that was set up by Luca Ori, taking it away. Speaking of taking it away, Presley, take it away with Luca.
Thanks, Ken. Yes, I'm joined with Luca. Now, Luca, it's been a weekend of scoring chances, and then that puck went in the net. How were you feeling when you saw that goal?
Felt great. You know, it's definitely a great momentum shifter for sure. You know, we'll continue this into the second.
All right, and walk us through that. You know, you got the assist for Ivan's goal. Walk us through what you were seeing out there.
You know, just took a good angle on the guy, pickpocketed him, and then, you know, Ivan was open, so I gave him the puck, and then Ivan did the rest for me, so.
All right, well, thanks, Luca. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. That will do it for period number 1. We will send it out to a commercial break. When we come back, Olivia Tosto will take you through the Forebears Casino and Lodge Intermission Report.
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
At First Command, our advisors are committed to coaching you towards a financial future worthy of your service. We're dedicated to coaching you from the start of your military career to retirement and beyond, at home or during deployment, for when things get tough and when times are good. Let us show you how we honor what matters most to you. It's time to get started today.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. And I remember just being so shocked and like so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue, carry on.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
Keeps you rolling down the road.
Hello, Toros fans. Welcome back to the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. Kind of a slow start to the first, but then obviously we started to pick it up at the end. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look back at those goals. Give me just 1 second to get those up. Obviously, you know, Toros, huge weekend for them. We obviously dropped last night's game, so we won't have that spot, that chance to step into that fourth and final playoff spot this weekend, but definitely still something to keep our eye out for. We'll see that Shamrocks goal right there. And then we'll see Ivan Sidorov's goal with just a super great play and communication through that line there. Obviously looking to hopefully keep that going into the second. You know, I think the biggest thing is the whole conversation going into today was just keeping the energy and momentum up. But let's go ahead and roll through some of those live out-of-town scores. We have New Jersey Titans playing Johnstown Tomahawks. Johnstown is winning 5-2. Maryland is playing Maine tonight, and Maryland is winning 1-0. Rochester playing Philadelphia Rebels. Rochester is winning 2-1. Let's look at some other ones. Janesville and Springfield are playing. Janesville currently is winning 1-0. North Iowa Bulls are playing the St. Cloud Norsemen, currently winning 6-0 about halfway through that second. And obviously that's a big game for our standings. And then taking a look at Austin Bruins against Minnesota Mallards, tied 1-1. Huge game there. Yeah, hopefully an upset. I would love to see the Mallards pull off that win tonight. Wisconsin Wendigo is playing Chippewa Steel. Wendigo is winning 1-0. Bismarck and Aberdeen scoreless after the first. We can take a look and see that game. Some penalties given out. Looks like a lot of action towards the end of that first period. We are going to send it out to a quick break. When we get back, we'll have some more updates for you guys.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
At Northwest Tire, we have tires for everyone. Needs tires that are reliable and safe to get her family where they need to be. Needs a tire that's heavy duty for all of his off-roading adventures. Needs tires that can get him from point A to point B. No matter what you drive or your budget.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
All right, Toros fans, welcome back to that Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. Watertown and Toros tied 1-1 at the end of the first period. Obviously looking for a huge second period. I know yesterday Presley and I first introduced our alumni interview. Presley and I have gotten chances to sit down with some of the notable Toro alum, and it's been a super, super cool experience. I got the opportunity last week to sit down with Chad Muller, who played for the Toros. Interesting, broke his ribs while the Toros were in playoffs. And, you know, hearing his story and what he had to say about the Toros really just proves how great of an organization it is and every person that sees that. So if you guys want to go ahead and take a look at that, if you haven't seen the full video, make sure you go check it out on YouTube. We'll be showing more at the second intermission and then also different parts of it on All Access. But the full 20-minute interview is on YouTube, so go ahead and take a look at that.
Okay, so for the people in Minot, I'm Chad Muller. I was number 27. It was my last year of juniors. I played 2 years of juniors before that. I played in British Columbia before that, and then Fort McMurray, Alberta, and then got in touch with Coach Campbell and was able to come out to Minot, and from the second I got there, I loved it right away. My billet dad, Dan, picked me up. Yeah, a little bit about myself. I'm from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, so a little bit far away from Minot, but everyone was super welcoming as soon as I got there, and everyone in the organization was amazing to me, and ultimately they helped me get to where I am today, and it was probably the best place I played junior for me and for my family as well.
Looking back at your time with the Minotauros, what would you say stands out as the most meaningful memory?
There was a bunch. That was probably the tightest team that I've ever played on. Every single guy was pulling the same rope. So honestly, like every single day, just going to the rink, every single day there was probably a new memory. But I would say that these two memories, they kind of tie in. In our last game, or our second last game of the season, I broke my ribs, so I wasn't able to play with the guys for the most of the playoffs. So I guess my two biggest memories were us winning the Central Cup. I was in the stands, but just like watching the guys just go through that, I was just like so proud of the guys, and it felt like I played the game. Like I went out there, I was running out on the ice. Like as soon as we won it, I was probably the third guy to the goalie, and I wasn't even on skates. Like I was just so happy for the guys. And then, like I said, how it ties into another memory. We made the Robertson Cup, obviously, and I was still hurt, but just the team, like I said, everyone was just a brotherhood, and Coach Cody he wanted me to play, and he didn't want my final year of juniors to go out the way it did. I got hurt like my second shift. I broke my ribs, like I said. So we talked amongst the team, like ourselves, the coaches, our equipment manager, Hammer, and they were able to get me out in the last game. I was wearing like kidney pads over my ribs just to play one last game with those guys, and that meant a lot to me. Although we lost, it was just the way to go out. Breaking your ribs wasn't the way I wanted to go out, and the coaches and my teammates, they all got around me and they said, "We want you to play this last game," and we played, and we lost, but that was also a really good memory because everyone's just on my side and in my corner.
How would you say your time in Minot then helped you transition to play at college?
Well, the Central Division still is probably. It's very similar to college. It's tight. It's tight games. The null is very old, so our team that year is very old. The other teams were very old, and every single game was very tight. Defense, offense. It felt like college games. Like I didn't know what they felt like at the time, obviously, but once I got to college, I was like, wow, like this is pretty similar. Like it's tight games. Obviously, college is a lot quicker, faster, stronger, and the guys are a little bit older. But the way that Coach Campbell, now GM Campbell, and Ebbs ran the team, ran the practices, ran our video sessions, everything was just a very easy transition into college. And I was lucky enough that when I got to LIU, there was another Toros alumni, Noah Ruprecht. He played a year before me, so I didn't know him, but it was easy going there, just not a familiar face, but we knew familiar faces, and it was easy because I didn't really know anyone when I got to college. So when I got there, I started talking to Noah about, the Toros and stuff like that, just connecting on things about the places we went out to eat or the YMCA, like the saunas and stuff. So it was super easy to transition after playing in Minot.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
A state-of-the-art hospital and medical office building built with you in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
RPMs raise your BPMs. If the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena here in Watertown. Toros and Shamrocks even at aces through one. Shots 10-9 in favor of the Toros, who are looking to salvage a weekend split. And stay in decent position as they try to start a push for the 4 seed. Toros now working right to left on your computer screen or smart device. However you are tuned in to the Minotauros Network, we are glad to have you aboard here on a Saturday night. Shamrocks dump it into the Toro end. Ty James with a quick pass to the middle. It's broken up. Turnaround try. Blocked by a sliding Ramirez. Nemenko carries ahead. Puts one on net. Fought off by Saleko. He'll leave to the near side. Pressure from Ramirez. It rolls behind the net. Picked up there. And then thrown out of play. Speaking of pucks out of play here in Watertown, after last night's game, I did do some research, did some checking. The little girl who was drilled with the puck in that final couple of minutes of last night's contest was okay, just needed a bag of ice. Quick shot, that's blocked wide. Played down the wall. Toros control. Ori fed Sidorov. It's poked back towards Ori and taken away by the Shamrocks before it got there. Sidorov. Dawson looks up ice. Tip to the middle. Toros can't connect with Sidorov. Actually talked to Ivan during intermission. He confirmed it was in fact his goal. Meanwhile, 3-on-1 for the Shamrocks. Orbchado looks across. He missed Chartier. Then it's thrown back in front and missed everyone, and Karam's out to neutral. Puck pinned in front of the Toro bench. Shamrocks take over. Bartley back to the far side. A long shot gloved and covered by Cook off the stick of Haberick. Here's another look at that last 3-on-1. Pass across, never connected, fortunately for the Toros. Kolmakov on the draw for the Toros, but it's Green who controls for the Shamrocks. Green cuts to the middle, shot goes wide. Rebound to the near side, Rice. 4 points on the weekend, 3 assists last night, and the goal tonight. And another assist for Rice. As Kyle proves sometimes it is easy being green. 18:03 left to go here in period 2. Toros trail once again. defensive zone breakdown and give it 5 points on the weekend for 5 goals for the Shamrocks. All 5 either scored or set up by Joe Rice. Far side. Toros come back to the near and Morelli. Morelli gains the red and chips it in. It'll roll to the side of the net. Saleko will cover. Shamrocks don't approve of Habla getting close to their goaltender. More fans checking in on social. The Kings are aboard. Charles Wilburn asks if the Rough Rider Center is taking applications for fan with a beer/goal judge. He says he's been practicing. Hopefully we don't have more controversial goals next weekend without the overhead replay cameras. Sneaker Plug 701 says, let's go Toros. Love to get the story on that name. Meanwhile, this is Morelli behind the net. Morelli tied up, as is Habla. They dig along that wall against 3 Shamrocks. Eventually, Shamrocks come out with it. Toros take it away. Jam shot won't go for Nichols. Another chance for Nichols. Doesn't connect. Toros still control. Spadaro tries a shot that finds the end wall. Wraparound try doesn't go. Spadaro finds the loose puck. His long shot through traffic is blocked. Follow-up try for Morelli is gobbled up by Saleko. 16:57 left to go here in the second. Toros are swarming. But Saleko having his best performance of the season thus far. Here's another look. Nichols read that pass, took it away, and tried to jam it. But Saleko had the leg pad down. Laura Schneiberbruns checking in on Facebook. Sally B and the Chicago crew and the Kowitzes all aboard, hoping to see the Toros come back in this one. Shamrocks win the draw, however. Nemenko pressuring, frees it up for Wickland. Wickland plays it to the wall. Toros can't get there. Shamrocks ice it as long as the Toros win the race, which should be easy because the Shamrocks, Peyton Struck, stopped skating. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Meanwhile, the Dollies and Coots checking in from Minot. Bruce Hoffert checking in at home. Gerald Morgan's at a Tucson Roadrunners game. Draw to the right of Saleko. As we learned last night, if you're at a game, you should probably keep your eyes on the ice, as this will be another icing if Jax Warren wins the race. This one was a little bit more contested, but Warren got back. That's the second or third icing on this group that was trapped out on a long shift. It'll be Nemenko on the draw again. Toros defenseman swaps sides. Shamrocks win the draw back. Play to the far side. Mullen pinches down and blocks the clear attempt. Side. Big hit. Shamrocks are able to roll it out to neutral, but Ramirez chips it up ice, trapping the Shamrocks on. Nemenko rolls it into the zone. Another pass to neutral. Shamrocks can't get out of the zone or make that far enough to their bench to get a change, and now an overeager Dane Ramirez is offside, and the Shamrocks will get to change. $16:10 to go here in period number 2. Draw in front of the Toro bench. Sidorov. Tries to jam it ahead. He gains the line, but it rolls off his stick right to the Shamrocks. Chartier tips that into the bench for a whistle. 16:02 to play in period number 2. Draw at center. Sidorov everyone ties up, and eventually it's poked into the Toro zone. Warren back on it first. Warren has Pikich on the far side. Pass up ice. Misses Sidorov and Kanat, and the Shamrocks take over. Orbchata tips it into the Toro end. Warren plays it to Sidorov. Toss across the far side, finds Ori. Ori, drag move into the zone, partially tied up. Fed it across for Kanat anyway, but it didn't connect. Sidorov couldn't get it back to the front either. And now back on the attack is Orbchata trying to cut to the front. Puck punched away by Cook, who also got under the crashing Orbchata. Toss ahead, finds the Shamrocks in neutral and chip deep into the Toro zone. Out of his net to stop is Cook. He'll play to the far side. Morelli touches for Habla, back to Morelli. Return feed to Habla. Carried into the zone, but eventually poked off his stick by Rice. Spadaro with a long shot that is covered by Saleko. Here's another look at the collision. Nope. Maybe. Here's another look at that collision. That went up and over Cook. Shamrocks win the draw, throw it down the ice. This should go for an icing, and it does. Don't know if you've heard, but icings are brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. .44 left to go here in period number 2. Habla on the draw for the Toros, wins it cleanly back to Ty James. James carries to the near corner, turns back, now tries a long shot. It's blocked, loose in front. Squirts to Spadaro, whose shot caroms off a body to the corner. Morelli throws it in front, doesn't connect. Ty James keeps it at the point, plays down the wall. Turnaround try by Habla, stopped by Salejo. Not sure what that all was, but don't know if our mics picked it up, but something definitely came over the sound system here. This is Ty James across for Spadaro. Habla hit along the near side. We have yet to have a penalty called in this game. 14:02 left to play here in period 2 as that's up ice. Morelli gains the line. Drag move through. Morelli feeds Habla, who gets tripped in front of the net. I could see the red in Cody Campbell's neck from here. Yeah. He is angry. Toros control. As Cody turns, the rest of his face just as red as the back of the neck was. Chip to the near side, broken up from Peyton Struck. Long shot, that goes wide. It'll check up behind the net. Struck puts it out front. Save made by Cook. Meanwhile, Toros throw it up ice. Good keep by Struck. Nemenko breaks this up. He's knocked down by Berzins. Nemenko with a hit on Struck. The puck behind the net. Toss to the far side, finds Wickland. Wickland into the zone, drops for Nemenko. Nemenko tries to carry down low, has it bumped off his stick, gets help from Ramirez, who left it for Wickland, who wasn't there anymore. Shamrocks take back over, played up the near side, Orbchata. Orbchata plays to the middle. Long shot, save made by Cook, rebound. Overskated by Warren, who's then knocked down from behind. Ramirez rolls it out to neutral. Hammered into the zone, back on the near side, Orbchata. Puts it behind the net, Chartier turns it over to Dawson, who then gives Chartier a shoulder to the chest. Dawson puts Chartier down hard. Dawson turned to the ref, expecting a call, none came. Yeah, if they're not going to call stuff, you might as well do what you can until the referee tells you you can't. This is Sidorov trying to cut in. Didn't work, and the puck is out to neutral. Ty James wisely drops back. Touched ahead, Spadaro takes it away. Feeds Sidorov and Cannot. They're right next to each other, and neither one played the puck. Good keep by Ori. Feeds Sidorov. Sidorov has it hacked off his stick and out to neutral. James feeds Spadaro. Spadaro dumps it in. Behind their own net, the Shamrocks will try and get out again. Hit on the near side. Habla feeds Ori. Ori, long shot, gloved and held. No rebound given by Saleko. Media timeout. Let's send down to Presley Davis. Press.
Thanks, Ken. I was speaking with Owen Dawson. He is one of the Toros that'll be representing in the Top Prospects game in this February, and it's in Michigan, which is his home state, so he's super excited to go back to his home state and play hockey where he grew up, you know, the love for the game. He said he has friends that are going to be coming out to it. His family will be there, so he's really excited for them to get to see him play since they don't get to see him play that often in person, so he's just really looking forward to that February week. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. It's fun that it's back at USA Hockey Arena out in Michigan. Top Prospects was there for several years. I had the pleasure of going out there in 2018 and broadcasting those games. Always a fun time. Expanded this year to have 3 selects teams on top of the 4 divisional teams, along with the TDP U17s participating. Draw will be to the right of Saleko. Toros still out shooting the Shamrocks 16-14, but trailing by 1 as there's a long shot stopped by Saleko. Chipped out to neutral. Mullen gives to Habla, whose pass is tipped, and it caroms all the way back to the Toro end. Stewart turned it over behind the net. Boren couldn't do anything with it, though. Rice, who's having a star of the week worthy weekend, takes it away. Rings it around to the near side. Morelli and Bartley come together. Shamrocks keep it. Long shot. Tip out front. Kicked away by Cook. Rice working down low. Help from Habla. Ahead. Morelli tips it to the offensive zone. He and Bartley race. Nichols there as well. It's poked back out to neutral. Shamrocks up ice. Drop back and a long shot gobbled up by Cook as Davis and Boren were there. .608 seconds left to go here in period number 2. Toros trail 2-1. Here's another look at that last scoring chance by the Shamrocks. Replay is brought to you by our friends at McKenzie Health. Draw poked down the ice. They'll be helping out providing training services in Watford in a couple weeks. Pikich hit behind the net. Davis has it freed up by Nemenko. Toros throw this out to neutral, bouncing puck. Ramirez. Ramirez has 10 goals, which leads the Toros. Right now he's forced to the corner, however. Far side. Toros put it to the front. Ramirez shot off the mask. Follow-up try. Gloved and held by Saleko as well. That's a tough second save for Saleko after the first one rings his bell. Ramirez was walking out of the corner. They're right off the goaltender's mask, and then able to hold on. Bartley controls. Spins it to the far side, and it's sent back to the near. Spadaro swats it up ice. It bounces off the linesman. Toros still control. Ori into the zone, looking for help. Tries to throw it down low. It hits a leg and comes back to Ori. He's bumped down. Sent down the ice. It is an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Palindrome on the clock. 9:09 to play here in period number 2. Toros still down by 1. Sidorov on the draw, but it's controlled by the Shamrocks. Good stick by Stewart, breaks that up. Toros roll it into the zone, but the Shamrocks take over again. Fed in. Shot save made by Cook. Shamrock fans think it went in. Follow-up try, that goes off the end wall. Shamrocks bench checking the iPad. Meanwhile, Toros on the attack. Sidorov looks across. Ori. Drag move, and then his shot is blocked. Shamrocks take over. Spadaro dumps it right back in. Blockered to the corner by Salejo. Not pokes at it. 2 Toros miss it on the far wall, and the Shamrocks take back over. This one thrown down the ice, and they wave off icing. I'm not entirely sure why. Dawson plays the far side. Warren hit hard. Haberick plays it back. Long shot. That goes wide. Rebound to the near side. Rien moves it back. Jacks Warren. Foils. Tries to play up the wall. Toros again fail to clear. Drop down low. They had Orbchata going to the front. Delayed call coming. We'll have our first penalty of the night, and it's going to be Nikita Kolmakov for a high stick. Toros to the Papa John's penalty kill. Here's another look at that earlier scoring chance that the fans thought went in. Lack of a challenge from the Shamrock bench, or maybe not. No challenge, just a long discussion, which is the whole point of the replay system. Either challenge or don't. Toros on the PK. Failed to clear. Toros PK was 2 for 2 last night. Minute 40 left on the kill as the Shamrocks start up ice. They gain the line. Return feed for Comstock doesn't connect. He's pinned, and a good clear by Connaught. Shamrocks start out from behind their net. Minute 14 on the Papa John's PK. Taken away by Dawson and cleared the length by Connaught again. Ori up on the pressure, pokes at this, but it's pushed to the far wall for Rice. Probably want to key on him the rest of this one. He's been in on all 5 Shamrock goals this weekend. He lets this puck lay. Boren picks it up. Poked away by Mullen. Squirts to the front, and Dawson gets the clear. 40 ticks to talk on the Papa John's PK. Carried up ice. Jordan Gudridge plays it down low. Spadaro with a good hit separates Davis from the puck, and then Bartley just misplayed that at the blue line and failed to keep it. 16 ticks to talk as the Shamrocks start up on their power play. 5:43 left in the period as that's touched into the zone. Cook throws it to the far side. Ramirez has Connaught with him. Shamrocks do a good job to get back. Toros have killed the penalty. Kolmakov out of the box, rejoins the Toros on the ice. And an offside play, and then a hit by Mullen put Davis down hard as the whistle went. And we've got our media timeout. Let's send it down to Presley at ice level. Press.
Thanks, Ken. Speaking of Kolmakov, he had quite the adventure getting to Minot this week. He has joined the team this past week, but it took a lot to get there. He had flights canceled, and then he got a train ticket. Train got canceled. He ended up getting a bus all the way to Minot, and he was just happy to be there. He said the first 2 days were really hard on him. He said there was a time difference from Belarus to Minot. It's a 9-hour time difference, so his body was still adjusting, but he just went right into practice, trying to push through. But after that first couple of days, he said he adjusted well. He's fitting in well with the guys. He's really loving it so far, and he's excited to be part of the team. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Where's John Candy when you need him? Off the top of my head, I could think of at least 2 movies he helped travelers in. Home Alone and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Probably showing my age a little bit. Of course, Catherine O'Hara passed away, the mom from Home Alone, over the weekend. Probably why that's front of mind. I imagine the Sheboygan Polka, big in Wisconsin, Kobe. Anyway, draw in neutral. I know fans can't hear Kobe, but I'm going to ask him and just report back. Are any of the Wisconsin-based polkas that he mentions in Home Alone real songs? He says they are. This is a shot by Mullen as he's falling. Save made. Rebound. How did that not go for the Toros? Habla was on the backside. Seemed to have an empty net. But we play on. Back up top to Mullen. Another long shot through traffic. Tippett's in. Habla out front on the redirect, or was it Morelli? Morelli's going to lead him through the line. I think it was a double deflection. I saw Habla get it, but Morelli was between him and the net. Either way, it's a tie game. Here's the long shot. Habla and Morelli started to celebrate. Morelli was closer, so he must have been the second tip. Either way, we're back tied at 2. 4:42 left to play here in period number 2. So it's jammed up the wall. Nemenko, can he turn it into a 2-on-1? He's got Ramirez. Ramirez tried to feather it through. What a play at the blue line by Joslin. If that gets through him, Nemenko is gone. Habla is credited with an assist, as is Mullen. Collision on the far side. Puck to the middle. Eventually, the Shamrocks gain the line. Rolled down low. Rice gives it out front. Shot blocked by a sliding Wicklund. Rice picks it back up. Rice hands to the near corner and Green. Warren. And Nemenko take it away. Dawson plays it back to the near side. Struck touches back to the point. Long shot block out front by Dawson. Rebound behind the net for Rice. Rice plays it up top. And now a shot tip out front by Boren, and the Shamrocks lead once again. What a tip by Boren. The shot came from Jordan Gudridge at the point, and Boren, with his back to the goal, saw it coming the whole way and redirects it to the top half of the net. 3:36 to play in the second. And a big answer back goal for the Shamrocks to restore their lead and dull the Toros' momentum. Shamrocks into the zone quickly. Fed to the middle. Tip doesn't go for Berezins. Ty James takes Behrens to the wall. Sidorov pinned, as is Ty James. Sidorov out with it. Sidorov beats Struck off the wall. Cuts to the middle. His pass is booted. Put back out front. Sidorov couldn't find it. Ty James dancing through traffic. Ty taken to the corner, hands to Connaught. Connaught has it taken away. Shamrocks ice the puck as long as the Toros get back, which they do. Habla line quickly back out. Mullen and Stewart behind them. 2:53 to go here in period 2. Unlike last weekend where the Toros went to overtime both nights with the Bobcats, given where these two teams are in the standings in relation to each other, for the Toros, you want the win, and you want it in regulation as well, as a long shot by Stewart's gloved. Which means you'd really love to get one here before the horn and head to the third tied, just needing to win a period to win the game. Habla line stays out. Shamrocks get a change off the icing. Habla wins it back. Spadaro can't hold on. Good pressure from Joslin. Puck to the near side. Stewart rings it to Mullen. Played up the wall. Mullen able to kick it out to neutral, but Joslin chips it right back in. Mullen back on it. Plays it behind the net. Stewart keeps it moving. Morelli whiffed on it. Shot blocked by Stewart. Picked out of the air. Apparently not with a high stick by Metasevich. Out front, Nichols picks that pass off. Gains the red line, carries into the zone. Poked off his stick, it'll roll deep. Habla into a collision. Shamrocks come away with the puck. 107 seconds left in the second as that gets through Ty James. Jax Warren falls down, gets back up, keeps possession. Warren ahead, Morelli. Plays it back to Warren. Ty James will try the far side. Touch for Nemenko's off the mark, but Morelli finds it, gains the line. Morelli forced to the corner, Mack. Up top for Warren. Warren's shot is blocked to the wall. Finds the rebound and pokes it down low. Nemenko can't settle it down, however, and it's thrown down the ice. It'll be on net, so no icing. Cook hands to Ty James. Warren. His pass up ice. Ramirez touches it into the zone. It'll roll deep. Reverse to the near side. Bartley finds Orbchata. Orbchata starts the Shamrocks up ice. Dumped into the Toro zone by Haberick. Toros are back on it. Ramirez for Nemenko. It's out of his reach. Ramirez tied up. Stewart finds it. Stewart looking to dance into the zone. The defenseman leads the rush. Stewart trying to drive the net. Shot save made. Rebound. Forced out to neutral by the Shamrocks. Ty James banks that ahead. Shamrocks chip it out to neutral. Just 15 seconds left in the period. Final minute of play was brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment as this is rolled down low. Nemenko gives to Ramirez. Dane hooked. And the horn sounds. 40 minutes in the books. Toros trail by 1 just as they did after 1. They do get 2 goals though. It was 1-1 after 1. So they get 1 goal this period. It belonged to Morelli, but they surrendered 2. be Morelli off the ice last. I imagine he'll be talking to Presley Davis at ice level with the Farmers Union intermission interview.
Thanks, Ken. I'm joined with Mac Morelli. Now, Mac, between you, Obs, and Riley, what were y'all seeing out there?
Yeah, I think just some open ice and getting it loaded high, and all the credit to Molly. He had a great shot to get it through.
And then what is the message in the third period to try and come back to this one?
Yeah, I think keep it simple and get pucks in net and make smart plays out of our D zone and work from there.
All right, well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Toros trail 3-2 going into the third, out shooting the Shamrocks 22-18. We will take a commercial break. When we come back, Olivia Tosto will have the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Espvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Espvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
All right, Genty, time to learn the option play.
Come on, Coach. I know how to run the option.
Applebee's new ultimate trio. Mix and match 3 apps with 3 sauces, like shrimp, boneless wings, onion rings with sweet chili, blue cheese, and marinara. Or wonton tacos, waffle fries, and riblets with honey mustard, ranch, and honey barbecue. Or brew pub pretzels, mozzarella sticks, and waffles.
How many combinations are there?
There's over 80,000.
Applebee's new ultimate trio. Choose 3 apps and 3 sauces for $14.99. That's eating good in the neighborhood.
Is someone in your life using opioids? Know the signs of an overdose: limp body, slow breathing, or vomiting. Step 1 is to call 911 and give them naloxone. It will reverse an overdose, so it can be used even if you're unsure whether they're overdosing or not. Request a free 2-dose naloxone kit now at hhs.nd.gov/opioids.
A better smile isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel. At Prestwich Orthodontics, we believe straight teeth lead to more than confidence. They lead to better health, higher quality of life, and a stronger you. From Invisalign to braces, our care is built around improving your life, not just your smile. Because when you feel good, you live better. Start your journey today at mynotbraces.com.
The Forebears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Forebears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Hello, Toros fans, and welcome back to the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report. A super, super exciting second period. Toros do trail by 1, but let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at those goals. First, we'll see the first period goal. Shamrocks were able to get that first point on the board tonight, but Toros were able to respond, which is our biggest thing, you know, playing that full 60 minutes and getting that response in. That was Ivan Sidorov. And then we were tied at aces until we headed into the second period. Watertown was able to strike first in the second as well, but then the Toros were able to respond with Mac Morelli getting a goal assisted by Mullen and Jakob Habla. We'll see that here. Super, super great tip by Mac. And then Zach Boren, assisted by Jordan Guthridge and Joe Rice, did have the Shamrocks leading 3-2 at the end of the second period. Obviously, one more play. Super, super, I'd say, good game so far. We only have had one penalty, and that was on the Toros, one of our new players, for high sticking. So obviously super excited. We're seeing the physicality come out a little bit more in the second period, so we'll see what the third brings for us. We are going to send it out to a quick break, and we'll be back with some out-of-town scores, and then we'll have the second part of my interview with Chad Muller.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
I am really passionate about this community.
We're very close-knit. A lot of us are heavily involved with sports, volunteer opportunities. It helps us build bonds within the community.
Yes, I work at Dakota West, but I'm also a member. Whatever I do affects myself and my family. We're all in this together. I think it's important to have that integrity.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Find your plan today. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros.
All right, Toros fans, we are back with the Four Bears Casino and Lodge intermission report. To take a look, we'll see that stat on the board. We are going to take a look at the out-of-town scores just in the Central Division because we want you guys to have time to watch that second half of the interview with Chad Muller, so let me refresh those. North Iowa is currently beating the St. Cloud Norsemen 6-2. Austin Bruins are beating the Mallards 2-1 with 14 minutes left to go in the third. Bismarck and Aberdeen again tied at aces at the end of the second, a low-scoring game there. And just one more, we'll see. Wisconsin Wendigo Chippewa Steel, Wisconsin winning 4-0. And just for Kobe's sake, the Janesville Jets pulled off the win 3-0. We are going to send it out to that Chad Muller interview. Make sure you go watch the full version on YouTube or tune in to All Access for the rest of it, Monday through Thursdays at 3 p.m. Looking back, getting to wear the Toros jersey, what does that representation mean to you?
Oh, so much. I mean, the first, what was it? I played in two great organizations before with great fan bases. And I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll go to Minot, North Dakota, like don't know much about it, obviously being Canadian. And then I got there and might have been like the second week or first week. I can't really remember now, but it was the Toros like red and white game or something like that. And we played in the Eck rink, just not the Pepsi rink, but the one right beside. And it was like packed. And it was just like a training camp game. And I was like, well, this is different. And then I asked our captain, Trevor Stahoyak, I was like, is that like just like people just bored or whatever? He was like, no, you wait. Like you wait. And I was like, all right. So then yeah, I remember my first home game. It was sold out. I think that year we had the record or tied the record for most sold out crowds in Toros history. I think it was almost pretty much every single home game we sold out. But it was just like such a cool experience. Like it was cool because I'd go to like Shields or like Walmart or whatever, and someone would come up to me and be like, "Are you Chad Muller on the Toros?" And it was just like, I don't know. It felt like you're a celebrity there. It was just like the coolest experience. The fans were awesome. Some fans would even have us over for dinner sometimes, a couple of us, and we'd play with the kids or we would play mini sticks with them or whatever. So it was just like super, like the organization was just a massive family, and it was just a super cool experience to see how like our hockey team brought so many people together in Minot.
Obviously, touching on that, do you have any advice for, younger players that want to be just like you one day?
I would say, like I said, the style of play I played, a lot of people kind of overlooked me, and not saying that everyone plays a style of game that I play, but I'm sure there's a lot of kids out there that get overlooked, no matter how they play. I would just say the biggest thing is to believe in yourself and just use it as motivation. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Like if you get cut by a team and you have to play on the team below for the year, like your next goal is to be an affiliate for that team because you're doing so well with your team below. And then the coach, once you get up there, you be super respectful. You don't hold grudges against anyone. You don't burn any bridges in life. You just be super respectful to everyone, no matter what they do to you. You just put your head down and go to work. I know it sounds very cliche, but that's what happened to me. A couple of times, it's just, you use things as motivation and you never hold a grudge against anyone, and you just always treat everyone with respect. And it's crazy how it comes back in full circle and helps you out in the long run. And a lot of the time you succeed, and the people that kind of put you down the gutter, they don't succeed, and then you kind of get the last laugh. But at the end of the day, it's just believe in yourself and just keep on working.
Then my last question is, do you have any final messages to Toros fans back in Minot?
Well, first off, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. I mean, I try to thank as many people before I left, but if I didn't get around to you, I guess now's the chance. But just thank you guys so much for making that year so special for me and my teammates and my family. They came out a couple times and they watched and they felt welcomed by everyone. And it was a super fun experience. Like I said, walking through the city of Minot, like Target, wherever I was, being recognized, it means a lot to guys, means a lot to players, especially at a young age, because I don't know, you always dream about being in the NHL and being like recognized and stuff. So having that in juniors, it's pretty cool. I would just like to thank, because honestly, without them that year, I don't know if we would have won as many games as we did, having all those sold out crowds. If there's one thing I would say to them is keep selling out the crowds and keep showing up no matter what, because it makes a huge difference if you're playing in front of 500 fans compared to 3,000 fans. So it means the world when you have a team and a city backing you. And honestly, it sounds weird, but when there's people in the stands, players play harder because you get a little bit more adrenaline, you get a little bit more energy every single time you hear the crowd roar. So if there's one thing I was going to say to continue doing is keep showing up, and hopefully down the road I'll make my way out to Minot maybe after this season or next season and try and watch some playoff games and see my billet family, see the girls again. So if there's one thing I leave everyone with is just keep ringing the cowbells and keep waving all the flags and keep on going with them.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet today. I really appreciate it.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
At Northwest Tire, we're part of your community, and we want you to be part of our family. We're about more than tires. We're about superior customer service to keep your vehicles and equipment safely rolling down the road. If you'd like to join a company that truly cares for our customers and employees, come work with us and become part of our growing family. Apply at nwtire.com.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena. Toros trail the Shamrocks 3-2. As we enter period number 3, Toros right now not just on the outside looking in on the playoffs, but trailing in the Dakota Buffalo Cup, the traveling trophy between the 4 Dakota teams. Only games against other Dakota teams count. Toros work to do to get back into that as well. I'm not even sure that we have enough games left against the Dakota teams, but 20 games left in the regular season after this. Toros currently in 6th place. We talked about it last night when we were watching Presley Davis's interview with Grant Loven, that 2018 team that made it all the way to the Robbie Cup championship game after upsetting Fairbanks in the semifinal and eventually falling to Shreveport 2-1. That team was in 6th place entering February and then got hot. Well, not technically February yet, but I think it's a heck of a lot easier here to get on that run and get hot if the Toros can find a way to get 2 points in regulation tonight, which means they need to find at least 2 goals in this next 20 minutes. Toros control. Up to the near side. Wickland hit hard in front of the penalty boxes. Puck comes to the side of the net. Jordan Goodridge couldn't find it. Dane Ramirez does. His wraparound try is hacked off his stick. And the puck thrown out. Big hit by Wickland on Bearsons. And that goes for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. We've got a couple more fans checking in. Bill Neiman checking in from Minot. Offensive zone draw, Sidorov to take it for the Toros against Masevskis. Puck loose in front of the net. Not quite able to reach it was Sidorov. Cannot freeze it up. Linesman provided a pick, however, and Shamrocks get out of the zone. Struck, rolls it deep. Puck behind the Toro net. Struck trying to free it up. It's loose in front. It'll roll for a cover by Cook. Let's send it down to ice level. Presley Davis has something for us. Press.
Thanks, Ken. I was speaking with assistant coach Mike Meredith about the team's resilience despite the score, and he said he's really proud of the resilience the team is showing tonight, but they need to get in that playoff mentality and make every second count this period. Now back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Press. Press, not sure if you can hear me down there. I don't think you can. I was going to ask how the mood was from the players.
Yeah, I was down here when they were getting ready to take the ice, and Brian Cook was hyped up and basically just asking, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to win? So I think the energy in the locker room was good when they were coming out here, and hopefully that's going to show in this period.
Thank you, Presley. Quick shot by Ori there was gobbled up by Saleko. Slako's numbers not pretty coming into this one. A 4.101 goals against average and an 8.62 save percentage for the 06 goaltender. He stopped 21 of 23 tonight. Toros win the draw. Nichols plays it back. Long shot from the point. Tip out front, flutters over the cage. Rice guides it to the near side. Habla pressuring Comstock, but he can't quite take it away. It's out to neutral. Dawson across for Warren. Warren looking up ice. It's broken up, and then Rice just dumps it into the Toros zone. Cook out of his net. Flicked ahead, and it's taken over by the Shamrocks. It was Wilcox who played it across. Into the zone, bouncing puck. Eventually settled down by the Toros. This is Owen Dawson. Into the zone. And a long slap shot, blocker to side. And then Sergat throws at the distance. Cook out of his net. Gives to Ty James. Toros will start up ice. Ty carries over the center line. His pass hits Nemenko in the skate and gets dumped in on net. Saleko hands off to Jordan Goodridge. Play to the far side. Arm is up for icing as long as Ty James wins the race, which he does. Offensive zone draw for the Toros, I imagine, as we see the Nemenko line right back out. It is going to be a short bench for Cody Campbell here in the third unless the Toros can get a lead. Nemenko will take the draw. Toros control. Wickland back to the point, and it bobbles for Warren. He's forced out to neutral by Patella, who just out-muscled him, and then a shot deflects up and out of play. Draw will stay in the Toros' end. Draw will be to the right of Cook. Shamrocks control. It's forced out to neutral. 5 of his 7 appearances, Saleko has given up at least 4, including giving up 7 a couple weeks ago to the Norsemen in his last start. Puck to the near side, it's chipped deep. Thrown in front, shot, big save by Cook. And he's able to gobble up the rebound despite pressure coming, and now some pushing and shoving. Toros still looking for their first Western Bank and Trust power play. They've only had to go to the Papa John's PK once. Here's another look at that save by Cook on a grade A opportunity for the Shamrocks. Shamrocks control the zone. Bartley plays it deep. Puck behind the net. Toros find it first. It's Kanat on the far side. His toss for Sidorov was off the mark. Bank down the ice, arm is up. This will go for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Shots 24-20 in favor of the Toros, but like last night, the Toros winning the shot battle is not translating to winning the score battle. Morelli, Habla, and Nichols. Morelli on the draw. Toros jam it towards the net. Nichols couldn't tap it into the open side. Kick down the wall. Nichols working with Morelli. Morelli throws it to the front. It bounces, and Slejo gets the cover. Machaszewski's over to go after Morelli. Draw stays in the offensive zone. It'll be to the left of Slejo. Habla on the draw for the Toros against Chartier. Bounces back behind the goal. Play to the far side, and that will go for an icing as long as Mullen wins the race, which he does. 16-11 here to go in period 3, and if we learned anything from last night's game, it's that with a lead in the third, the Shamrocks will be content to punt. Chartier and Habla again. Habla wins it back. Morelli gives to Mullen. Mullen gets a man down, walks in. Save made. Rebound hacked to the near wall. Mullen looking for a lane. Instead he gives to Morelli. Morelli tries to spin and jam it. Now a wraparound try on the backside doesn't go. Pinch by Stewart. The puck freed up. 3-on-2 for the Shamrocks. And that was apparently an onside play. They've got a man down low. Quick shot. Save made. Follow-up try stopped by Cook, who gets the cover as well. And now we've got more pushing and shoving as the Toros take exception. Haberick with Stewart. Haberick in 08, so that's why he's wearing a cage. Looks like all of this will go uncalled. Nemenko line back out. Draw will be to the right of Cook. I don't think we've seen the Kolmakov line out yet this period. So that's shot wide. Wicklund hands to Dawson. Dawson has it taken away and then shot wide. Far side, Shamrocks control. Jordan Gudridge, a long shot that sails wide. Dawson pinned behind the net. Shamrocks take it away. Up to the point, Jordan Gudridge comes near point. Puck put in behind the net. Again, Shamrocks, they'll play that four corners offense too. Just trying to wind clock. Now Rice with a shot that's blocked. And the puck kicked out to neutral. Jordan Gudridge back on it. That was tipped by Wicklund, so no icing. Ty James back on it. Has it poked off his stick. Toros get away with one there as Rice got tripped down. Spadaro carries into the zone on the near side. Tries to get to the net. Gets taken down by Comstock, who just grabbed his arm and then fell. Rolled on net. Cook will hold for a whistle. 14:29 left to go here in the third. Draw will be to the right of Cook. Our old friend Mike Dahlemer, father of Toro alum Austin Dahlemer, asks about the Shamrocks, who were not in the league back when Austin was a Toro. He asks, what is a Shamrock? Yep. It is not their logo, I'll tell you that. Their logo is a 4-leaf clover. The Shamrock is a 3-leaf clover, so there's that. But either way, they lead the Toros right now. Sidorov digging on that far wall. Knott comes to help. Sidorov toss across to the far side. Stewart poked it to the middle. It's taken away. 2-on-1. Chartier is the trigger man. Shot goes wide. Rebound around to the near side. Thrown back to the far corner. Davis turning behind the net. Jams it to the wall. Dug out by the Toros. Mullen, 2-on-1. He's got Knott with him. Mullen, shot save made. And Knott cannot get the rebound to go. Thrown to the front. Davis cuts it off before it connects with Ori. Somehow Knott was unable to tuck that rebound. Mullen did the right thing. He shot it low to create that rebound, and Slako able to fight off the second opportunity. Knott now with a shot. That one's soaked up by Salejo. Wilcox put down hard by Habla. Here's another look at that last scoring chance, brought to you by Mackenzie Health. Shot and the rebound was there, and just had his stick tied up. Toros control the draw. Ty James. Long shot blocked by traffic. It goes to Warren, whose shot is blocked. Near side, Morelli hands it down low. Habla. Habla back to the point, and James across for Warren. Warren's shot blocked. It'll check up behind the net. Morelli couldn't get it. Bearzins will start the Shamrocks out. Working on Ty James. Bearzins forced in behind. Leaves the puck. D to D for the Shamrocks. Pressure from Morelli. Habla ties a man up on that far wall, and it's eventually controlled by the Toros. Dumped in by Morelli. Nichols up on the pressure. Comstock plays it to the near side. Cut off by Nichols. Habla there. Puts it out front for Nichols, whose one-timer is gobbled up by Saleko. Nice play out of the corner for the Toros. And Saleko able to answer. The Toros have had so many opportunities this weekend, and most have not gone in, but we've got Presley Davis down at ice level with an update.
Thanks, Ken. When I was speaking with Mike Meredith, as we said last night, Trevor Stewart was not in Minot but less than 24 hours actually before getting on the bus to head to Watertown with the team. And he said that he was really proud with how he played last night with such crazy travel, you know, not being in Minot and settling in quite yet. But he said that the coaching staff is really excited to see how he becomes an asset to their defense as they make this playoff push. Back to you, Ken.
Thank you, Presley. Here's another look at that scoring chance for Nichols onto the corner. Habla wins the battle on the wall. Nichols goes to the front. Puck is fed there, but Saleko takes it away as Nichols tried to go 5-hole. Shots 31-22 in favor of the Toros, but just like last night when the Toros outshot the Shamrocks by 15, it's the Shamrocks who lead on the scoreboard, but good news right now, that lead is only 1. Last night, it was 2-0 after 2. Wickland controls, gives back to Spadaro. His shot intentionally wide, was looking for a lucky bounce to the front. He didn't get it. Ramirez frees this up, tries to cut in. It's poke checked away by the goaltender. A Aggressive play by Saleko. Wickland steps up, keeps that along the wall. Looking for help. Nemenko there to dig as well. Ramirez chips it, gets cross-checked in the face. The puck is to the near side. Poked away from Haberick. Dawson trying to settle it down. Dumps it in. Toros would love to get their first power play of the night at some point in this period. Sooner rather than later, I'm sure. 11:23 to play in regulation. That dump in hits the linesman. Sidorov finds it. His pass across was out to neutral, unfortunately, and the Toros have to get this back. Banked to the near side. Wickland finds the trailer. Stewart into the zone. Nice move. Stewart walks in, shot it up and over. That caught the netting, and the whistle did eventually go. He had room over Saleko's right shoulder after a really nice drive by Stewart. I'm not sure. They must have caught the goaltender. They're keeping the draw in the offensive zone. Draw one back by the Shamrocks. Joslin, who opened the scoring last night, plays it out to neutral. Dumped back in by Mullen to the near corner. Joslin plays it back to the near side. Ori there. He's pinned by Sergat. Sidorov and Rice digging as well. Sidorov comes out with it. Shot save made. Rebound to the near circle. Ori back to the point. Mullen keeps it, but it's blocked by Boren. And now the Shamrocks up ice with numbers. Into the zone. Boren with a long shot, fought off by Cook. Spun out to neutral. They missed. Cannot. It was Ori trying to send that pass up ice. Dump back in. 10-11 left to go here in the third. Up ice comes Stewart. His pass intended for Ori was off the mark, and it goes for an icing. Icing's brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. .9:58 to go here in the third. Toros 32 shots on goal, only 2 have gone in. While the Shamrocks have 3 on 23 at the other end of the ice. D-to-D off the draw. Shot blocked by Ori. Behind the net. Spadaro finds it. Plays up the wall. Toros get it out to neutral. Long shot. Blockered off the glass by Cook. All the way back to the Shamrock end. Goes the rebound. Comstock across for Jordan Goodridge. He's up ice. Patella, long shot, goes wide. And then rides the glass out of play. No, I guess it clipped off Cookie because they'll keep it in the zone. 9:27 left to go here in the third. Toros need to find 1, ideally 2, before the horn. Very slow change for Comstock. The linesman yelling at him to get off the ice. Toros bank this out to neutral. It's taken over by the Shamrocks. Bearsons dumps it in. It'll bounce on net. Cook will just scoop it and hold. 9:15 to go here in the third. Reminder fans, Forebears over-unders are locked as we look. First period goals, that went over. Power play opportunities. The number was 3.5. I have a feeling that's going to go under. Toro shot differential plus 5.5 right now. It is plus 8. McDonald's Toros trivia question still live. How many 100-point scores have the Toros had in franchise history? Bartley plays to the far side. Taken away 2-on-1. Fed to the middle, and it's broken up nicely by Ty James. Jax Warren plays it behind the net for James. Toros are going to probably have to risk some of those odd man rushes. That dump in ends up and out of play for Habla. .8:35 left to go here in the third. The defensemen are going to have to pinch. That means there's a chance for teams to run the other way. Poked into the offensive zone, but Shamrocks take over. Jordan Gudridge plays it ahead, D to D for the Toros. Throwing up ice, that pass off the mark. Nichols and Pikich run into each other, which was less than helpful, but eventually Toro Spadaro controls. Pikich backpedals. Plays up the wall. Nemenko falls down and turns it over. Dumped in, Cook stops it for Spadaro. Up ice, Nemenko was short of center when he swatted that into the zone, but Sergat plays, so no icing. That was touched on the way through, so no icing the other way. Toro start up ice. That one not touched by Dane Ramirez, and it goes the length for an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. Puck all the way back into the Toro zone. Draw will be to the right of Cook. Tired Toros trapped out on the ice. 7:32 to go here in the third. Long shot blocked in front by traffic. And again, two Toros run into each other. And the Shamrocks take over. This is Rice working with a head to Boren. Rice working on a 6-point weekend at this point. Assists on all three last night. 2 assists tonight along with the goal. Shamrocks working in the Toro zone. Taken away. Comstock just throws that down into the Toro zone. Shamrocks peel back and get a change. Toros play. This is into the zone. Cannot. Shot, save made. Rebound kick to the near side. Picked up by the Shamrocks. Good poke at the blue line. Sidorov took it away. Throws it to the open side. Jordan Gudridge takes over. Gets hauled down by Ori. Again, we're playing prison rules tonight. Only one power play all night. It belongs to the Shamrocks. Up the wall, Ori. Help from Habla, back to Ty James. Long shot blocked in front. Another try, that's blocked. And it's picked up by Mashashevskis. He sends it down into the Toro zone. Long shot blocked off by traffic. It pops up high in the air. Ty James finds it first behind the net, but he's hit hard by Behrens. Spadaro digging down there as well. 5:25 left to go here in the third. Toros start out of their own zone. It's Habla again. Habla chips it. He was on the right side of the red line, so no icing. And now a big hit. Puck thrown in front. One-timer. Gloved and held through a flyby screen for a whistle. Means it's time for this date in Toros history. Presley.
Yes, it is that time of the game. On January 31st, the Toros are 2-1-1. One of those wins came back in 2015 with a 6-2 win. And then the other came a year ago today here in Watertown. The Toros beat the Shamrocks 3-1 with Gavin Middendorf getting a goal and an assist. and Ian Spencer getting 2 assists that night. So hopefully the Toros are able to take care of business in the next 5 minutes and repeat history.
That would be nice. Aside from the win last year, the other thing I remember from that weekend, that was the night Ian Spencer broke the video board here in Watertown. Toros were on the penalty kill. He got the puck in the Toros zone and tried to send it the length of the ice. He aimed a little too high and broke one of the panels in the video board. They couldn't repair it Friday into Saturday, so it's just a big black square in the middle of the video board for Saturday night's game. Toros win the draw in the offensive zone. One-timer for Dawson goes wide. Rebound. Nichols spins it to the front. No one there for the Toros. Morelli can't reach that. Shamrocks go the other way. It's Rice. Rice looking for his 7th point on the weekend. Lost the puck behind the net to Nichols. Nichols trying to dangle into the zone, but it's broken up. Eventually found by Orbchata. Gives to Rice. Return feed to Orbchata. Broken up by Morelli. Collision on the far side. Toros come out with it. Jax Warren given time and space on the near side. Toros are changing. Warren has it poked away. Toros getting the line on the near side. It's Ramirez. Dane Ramirez trying to wrap it. It's broken up by Jordan Gudridge. Forced to the wall. Wickland has it taken away, and the Shamrocks go the other way. 4:15 left to go here in regulation. Toros need 1, ideally 2. Ramirez, one hands it out to neutral. Near side, Wickland to the middle. He finds Nemenko. Nemenko shot it wide. Rebound to the near side, and it's by Ty James, and they'll wave off the icing. So Stewart has to play. Stewart leaves for Ty. James hands it up the ice. Touched in by Wickland, who looks gassed as he's chasing that puck. To the near side, Joslin. Hands up to Boren. Boren gains the red line. Chip and change for the Shamrocks. Cook had trouble but kept it away. And now on the near side, Wickland drops it back. Stewart pushes it deep into the zone. Hit hard along the end wall. Puck moved to the near side. Taken away Sidorov. Turnaround shot. Tip out front for Stewart is blocked. Joslin fakes and then throws back to the near side. This puck sent down the ice. This should be an icing. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center. 3 minutes, 1 second left here in regulation. Draw to the right of Saleko. Habla, Nichols, Morelli. That's whistled. That'd be a hand pass off the draw. I don't know that Habla ever touched that. He was too busy burying Davis in the dot. But that's going to pull the draw out to neutral. No, it's a penalty. It's a delay of game on Habla. So the Toros, trailing by 1, will now go to the Papa John's PK with 3:28 to play in regulation. So, I don't know, Kobe, do we have another look at that draw? I don't know if Habla ever actually got his hand on that puck, but that was the call. You're not allowed to use your hand to win a face-off. It's considered a safety issue. D to D, Shamrocks just playing keep away here. They're content to run clock, leading by 1. Toros need to get aggressive on the kill. Jam play doesn't go. Up top, Comstock leaves off. Chartier drops it down to the goal line. Unable to jam it home was Green. Green rings it to the near side. Down low, back to Green on the far side half. He throws it back to the blue line. Good keep there. Comstock with a shot blockered up off the glass. Rebound to the far side wall. Sidorov finds it. Tries to flip. And now it's Ty James challenging shorthanded. Ty James into the zone. Tries to cut in. It's broken up. Near side. It pops up and out of play for a whistle. Chartier over to Ty James. Offensive zone draw for the Toros while shorthanded. A minute 45 left in regulation. Ori will take the draw. Mullen and Dawson behind him. Draw one back by the Shamrocks. Gutridge to the far side. Shamrocks up ice. Quick shot blocked. It goes behind the net. Shamrocks find it there. 90 seconds left in regulation. Toro shorthanded for 30. Behind the net, Shamrocks again. Just content to play some four corners here. Protecting a lead. Puck jammed down low. Thrown to the front, broken up. It kicks to the wall. Rice, who's been on all 6 goals. Toros get a man back in 7, but it's not going to matter. Backhand by Antons Mashashevskis. Just before the penalty expires. Makes it 4-2. Mackenzie Health gives us another look at a great individual effort by Majaszewskis, who, as he's falling, beats Cook, who had reacted to the initial shot that never got through. And the Toros have 63 seconds to find 2 goals to at least try to salvage a point. Shamrocks win the draw, thrown to the far side. Nemenko. Cook to the bench. Extra attacker on. They're going to call too many men. They'll say the guy jumped off the Toro bench too soon before Cook was there. Or are they calling it offside? The referee signaled too many men. But they're just going to say it was offside, apparently. So the draw comes back to center. 50.1 left. Draw hacked into the offensive zone. Cook breaks for the bench. Long shot, tip out front, doesn't go. Follow-up try, dug at. Nemenko puts it wide. Davis plays to the far side. And it's out to neutral. Ty James will dump it. Zaleko out of his net. He's met there by Sidorov. Shot for the empty net. Ty James hustling after it. It won't get far enough. Up for Wicklund. Wicklund hands it into the zone. Ori shot, fought off, and it's up and out of play. No, we play on. It definitely caught the netting. Meanwhile, thrown on net, Salejo stops. Gives to Sergat, who bounces it the length, and that'll do it. Toros fall 4-2. We will send it out to commercial break. When we come back, we'll be back with the Farmers Union post-game show after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
Your plan speaks volumes when you're going to have a drink. Be intentional to ensure your safety and the safety of others by keeping just a few things in mind. The first is to look out for your friends and be the designated driver. Even if someone says they're fine doesn't mean they are. Second, incorporate water into your night. Ordering a glass can encourage your friends to take note. Third, be the person your friends trust and say no to the next round. And fourth, lend a hand when your friends have reached their limit. Your plan speaks volumes. Know your drink. Know your limit.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Hey Minotauros fans, welcome to Caves, your home ice advantage for home technology, home convenience, and home entertainment. From game day on the big screens, to smart home upgrades, to keeping your house secure, plus car audio and a huge selection of game room gear and accessories, our team sets you up with a winning game plan. Stop by Caves in Minot or visit us at cavesnd.com. With Caves, you will always be in the game. Go Minotauros!
At First Command, our advisors are committed to coaching you towards a financial future worthy of your service. We're dedicated to coaching you from the start of your military career to retirement and beyond, at home or during deployment, for when things get tough and when times are good. Let us show you how we honor what matters most to you. It's time to get started today.
I am Melissa Mack, and I do collections and loans at Aspire Credit Union.
My name is Amy Rasmussen, and I am the Member Experience Coordinator at Aspire Credit Union.
I think it's very important to give back to our community to show that we care. I think that we're very good at showing our members we care, and they see us out in the community.
What I like most about working at Aspire Credit Union, it is very family oriented. We feel like one big happy family, and Aspire knows that your family always comes first.
I'll always remember when I first started. I showed up to work and my whole office was decorated in Mexican theme because I was going to be going to Mexico. I remember just being so shocked and so honored that they did that for me. I just think that's really special that Aspire allows us to develop those relationships with our coworkers.
We do a lot of fun things. We have the best potlucks ever. Kind of brings us together, and everyone just kind of helps each other out.
Aspire to more.
Welcome back inside the Prairie Lakes Ice Arena, where the Toros fall by a score of 4-2, despite outshooting the Shamrocks by 10 tonight, which means the Toros outshoot the Shamrocks by 25 shots on the weekend, but get outscored 7-2 across the two games. Let's take a look back at tonight's. In the first period, Joe Rice from Justin Bartley and Kyle Green made it 1-0 Shamrocks. Ivan Sidorov got his 10th of the season, set up by Luca Ori to make it 1-1 after one. In the second, Kyle Green from Joe Rice, who was in on every single goal the Shamrocks scored this weekend, as he did get an assist on that last one as well. But that made it 2-1. Mackley Morelli tied the game again, his third of the season from Mullen and Habla. But a minute 8 later, Zach Bourne, his 20th of the season from Jordan Gudridge and Joe Rice, made it 3-2 entering the third. A late power play due to a hand pass on a face-off. It was only the second penalty called all night. Both were against the Toros. Antons Majaszewskis from Gudridge and Rice, with a minute 3 left, scored the dagger that ended the Toros' hopes of a comeback. So, what's next? The Toros, a steep hill to climb, as they are now 7 points back of the Shamrocks for the 4th and final playoff spot. And the Shamrocks have 3 games in hand. So the Toros will need to get some help, as well as take care of business when the Shamrocks come back to the Mesa in 3 weeks. Until then, the Toros will take on Aberdeen next weekend. Aberdeen was hosting Bismarck tonight. See if that's gone final. That is 1-1 late in the third. Austin, a 2-1 win over Minnesota. And in St. Cloud, the North Iowa Bulls sweep the Norsemen. So game's not breaking the Toros' way tonight. Last thing before we go, speaking of games, we owe you some winners from the interactive games in the Toros Hockey mobile app. Kelly Vignes correctly had 3 100-point scorers in Toro history, as did several others. In fact, 52.9% of those of you who played correctly had it at 3. Jacko Hannison, Trevor Stahowiak, and Christian Mose, the 3 players that have had over 100 career points in Cream and Cardinal. 4 Bears over-unders. Toro first period goals, that went over. 78.8% of you had that. Power play opportunities, only 33.3% of you took the under there. The Toro shot differential, 87.9% of you correctly had the over, the plus 5.5. Our winner in the 4 Bears over-unders game, Dennis Ness. Dennis Ness, you correctly had all 3. You get a free stay and play package from our friends at 4 Bears Casino. But here, that'll do it for us on the weekend. Toros get swept in Watertown for the first time in franchise history. Toros fall 4-2. We'll head to Aberdeen next weekend. Until then, for Kobe Brault, Olivia Tosto, Presley Davis, Edward Neiman, Grace Sandy, I am Ken Oda, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast in spite of the outcome. We'll talk to you next Friday from the Dean.